Here we have various samples of maple syrup. When we shine light in it, it allows the light to pass through, and so that we're able to record its emission.
The Canadian maple syrup industry accounts for roughly 75% of the world's maple syrup production. That's according to Agriculture and Agri-Food Canada. It's also not easy to produce, nor is it cheap to buy, hence its common nickname, liquid gold. In 2011 and 2012, nearly 3,000 tons were stolen from the Strategic Reserve in Quebec, and it's reportedly one of the most targeted food products for fraudsters. But there may be some new tools on the horizon. Researchers here at the University of Guelph say they've been developing methods to detect maple syrup fraud.
When we're talking about food fraud related to maple syrup, what are we talking about? What does that actually look like?
Well, most of the food fraud that is related to maple syrup has to do with substitution with syrups of other or lesser value. For example, corn syrup, beet syrup, rice, or even cane syrup, which is one order of magnitude less expensive. So even if you do a 10% substitution, you make a significant profit.
She says most foods have compounds that glow in the dark, and by comparing the way different compounds glow, her team is able to characterize maple syrup, determining how it should react when exposed to UV light when it's pure versus when it's been substituted with other products.
So far we have obtained really significant accuracy.
When you say significant accuracy, how close are we getting?
So in the case of, it depends on the adulterant that we are using, but in some cases we can even detect 1%.
We take our sample and put it into our spectrophotometer. So each food contains unique fluorophores, which means that we're allowed to see this glow in 3D. This is 20% adulterated with beet syrup, whereas this is pure maple syrup. And so visually, yes, we can see that the regions of the fluorophores or the regions that we're seeing fluorescence occurring are different. This research is really important because it allows us to, one, protect Canada's product image, as well as to protect consumer trust.
In the meantime, the team says they still need to collect larger data sets to help form a more complete picture of what different compounds look like.
Do you foresee a day when somebody could put a sample into a machine that's made to do this, and it'll blast it with light, and then it'll, ding, we have a result?
Well, I think that anyone that works in food is looking forward to that day. And not only for fraud, but for example, for quality, and even for remaining shelf life.
At the University of Guelph, David Zura, City News.